What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Amateur Hour TV for another video on the second channel for Amateur Hour. On this channel, I like to go through various NBA-related topics, especially concerning the Toronto Raptors, that I just do not have enough time to go through on my main channel, Amateur Hour Sports, with nearly 12,000 subscribers. So instead, we do so on this channel where I can be a little bit less formal, be a little bit more personal, be myself a bit more, and I like to have fun with the Raptors content just like this. If you're a fan of this channel, you're a fan of what I do here, be sure to drop a like to give the extra bit of support, and subscribe to this channel as well, as we're on the road to 2,000 subs here. But make sure you're checking out my main channel as well, Amateur Hour Sports, because that is where you get the best from myself. At least I like to think so. But today, we do want to discuss Pascal Siakam a little bit late here because this is something that he talked about at Media Day. But nonetheless, it is something that I wanted to cover. Last week, I was away. I was out of the country, so didn't have time to do all the content I wanted to do. I did want to do this, and I still want to do this. Therefore, you're watching this video. So Pascal Siakam at Media Day. I mean, Media Day a lot of the time, and I mentioned it in the last video. It's just kind of like, oh, you know, I'm working hard trying to improve my game. All that like kind of BS stuff, that fluff sort of answers that you'd expect from athletes. But in this case, I really liked what I heard from Pascal Siakam. This clip I'm about to show you. Now, bear with me. This clip is going to be about a minute long or so, but I really like what Siakam had to say in it, so let's tune in.
Hey, Pascal. Aaron Rose. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Nick told us that once the season ended, you hopped on a call with him and said, like, I'm ready to take another jump forward, another step forward. Why was it important to have that conversation, and what do you envision that leap looking like this season?
So he, in case you didn't hear that, contacted Nick Nurse, and I saw this report when it came out. Contacted Nick Nurse at the end of the season and told him that, this is Siakam telling Nick Nurse, that he's going to take another jump this season. He's going to take another step this season. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like for Siakam. Then we're going to discuss what other people think Siakam needs to do to get to that next level. And then the most important thing I want to cover in this video, what I think Siakam needs to do to get to that next level, and how far can he really go in his NBA career.
No, I think, again, like, those are conversations that we have, you know, at the end of the season. You got to assess your season and see how you can get better, things that you need to do. I just feel like, yeah, like, it's time to take another step. Like, it's always been that. Like, I've always believed.
And Siakam has really been a guy who every year he just gets better and better, it seems. Like he's always finding things to improve because he's somebody who's hungry to improve. He wants to get to the next level, and he's willing to put in the work in order to make these things happen. This guy was drafted 27th overall, remember, and perceived as more of like an energy guy who couldn't shoot. This guy's been two-time All-NBA. He's been an all-star starter now. Like who could have foreseen this from his initial development? Crazy.
And I've tried every single year to take another step, but I think for me, after the year that I had, I just felt like there's so much things that I could get better on, and for me, the next step, like, I've been all NBA, I've been an all-star. Like, it's just, I want to be, you know, top 5 player in the league. Like, I want to be one of the
Sorry, I
best.
kind of cut him off there.
Yeah,
but
I've been an all-star. Like, it's just, I want to be, you know, top 5 player in the league. Like, I want to be one of the best, and I would do everything that I can to work towards that. And you know, I just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page. And obviously, it's not about talking about it. It's about the action that you do, like the things that you do, and how you carry yourself.
Love this answer.
And
talking about how, you know, all these players, they talk about, like I was saying in the intro, all these players in Media Day, they talk about these things. It's about actually going out and doing it, and that's what we need to see from Siakam this season.
I think that, yeah, like I'm ready for it. Yeah, it's time.
So again, really like that answer from Pascal Siakam. So Siakam is 28 years old. He is by no means coming down the hill here. He is in the middle of his prime. You can still improve in the middle of your prime, and Siakam is definitely working towards doing that thing. So we need to discuss, what does Siakam have to do, like I said, to get to that next level? Can he actually achieve top 5 status? What would his ceiling be? Well, there have been some content creators in the NBA space who have spoken about potentially what Siakam would have to do to get to that next level. So let's take a look in here. So this is from Goodfall on Twitter, Pascal Propaganda, but Adhouse from DC said, and this is what Siakam would have to do to actually get to that next level, to get to that top 5 status. He'd have to average something crazy like 8.5 rebounds per game, something crazy like that. And, you know, for a player like Pascal Siakam to average 8.5 rebounds, I mean, it's something that seems almost unattainable. He's more of like a perimeter sort of player, and he likes the ball in his hands. And defensively, he's not really going to be operating in the paint as much. I think the best part of his game is defending guys in the perimeter, defending guys one-on-one. And those positions, you're not going to get as many rebounds. So to get 8.5 rebounds per game, it is crazy. As quoted there, it is something crazy that I'm not sure if Pascal Siakam could ever achieve. But hey, if he did achieve that, I think that we would have to start saying that, if Siakam could average nearly 23 points per game, 5 assists, and like 8.5 rebounds, if he can do something crazy like that, I don't think we'd have a choice but to start calling this guy elite. Sorry, I don't know if you can listen. I don't know if you can see that. That's weird. Total rebounds per game. Oh. Now hang on. Now hang on. 8.5 rebounds a game or something like that. Top 5 status. You would need to. So, according to House from DC, Pascal Siakam is a top 5 player in the game. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say he is a top 5 player in the game, but based on the rubric here, the outline by House of DC, Pascal Siakam is a top 5 player in the league because all he'd have to do is average something crazy like 8.5 rebounds a game, which he managed to achieve in the most recent NBA season. Now, obviously, I'm joking around here, but just a little 30-second spiel here. I understand you're an American content creator in the NBA space. You don't watch the Raptors a lot, and that's fine. They don't get nationally televised games all the time. You're just not interested in the Raptors. Whatever. I can live with that. But if you're going to do a segment on a player, can you at least browse their basketball reference page for 10 seconds? Like, I could literally open up this page, scroll down, and go, 8.5 rebounds. And then, obviously, at that point, the guy would move the goalpost. So 8.5 wouldn't be the bar. It would become, he'd have to do 9.5, actually. This is how people operate, because they just always move the goalpost for people in the Raptors for players like Pascal Siakam. So, let's actually talk about what would make Pascal Siakam a top 5 player, because I have just said 8.5 rebounds a game is crazy, and it is very impressive. It doesn't make him a top 5 player in the NBA. I think we saw a lot of growth from Siakam in the most recent season. I like that he toned down his three-point shooting. He went from 4.4 attempts per game, and when he did so, 6.5 attempts per game, which, what am I saying? 4.4 attempts per game. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up here. He had 4.4 attempts per game in the Tampa season, where he wasn't shooting the 3-ball particularly well. Decreased that to 3.2 attempts per game, and averaged 35% shooting from 3, which is excellent for a player like Siakam. If you go back to his first All-NBA season, his All-Star season as well, he took 6.1 and 3-point attempts per game and shot 36% from there. That was crazy. Now, that was genuinely insane for him to do that. It just didn't quite click in the Tampa season. So I like that he took that away, focused a little bit more in the mid-range where he was more than efficient, which made it a good shot, especially going with analytics as well. I'm big on analytics, as you should be as well. And Siakam's mid-range game satisfies the analytics based on what I've seen. So I like that he toned down the three-point percentage, only took better shots there, a little bit less on the pull-up game, a little bit less in the step-back game from the three-point range, which was great. The shooting, he has gotten so much better since that first All-NBA season, the All-Star season, at finishing at the rim. He's gone from a 54% shooter from the field to a 49% shooter from the field. A big part of that is because he shot 50% from the field, 50% from two-pointers in that first All-Star season, 2019-2020. He is now shooting almost 53% from two-pointers. So his efficiency from two has gotten so much better, and he is so much more dangerous on the inside. Now, what does he actually have to do to get to top 5 status? I think, this is top of the top. 8.5 rebounds a game is a great mark. Can we get the assist a little bit higher? Something that he can do. But I think 8.5 to 9 rebounds, 5.5 assists, thereabout, it's pretty good for what he does. Scoring would have to go even further. I think we need to utilize the corner 3 a little bit more because he's a very efficient corner 3 shooter. Use that even more. Free up that spot even more for him. I think he needs to continue to take it to the rim. he needs to go into contact a little bit more often, boost up the points per game numbers. Because a player like Siakam, who gets to the rim as much as he does and scores as efficiently as he does, it's criminal that he only takes 5.6 free throw attempts per game. I put that a little bit on. I'm going to put half here. I put half of that on officiating because I really don't think he gets the respect from officials like other stars like Jason Tatum does. So that, he should get a couple more there. I also think a lot of the time, and maybe his reputation is a problem for the officials here, he goes around contact a lot. He doesn't go through contact enough. Go through contact more. Get that free throw percentage back up to above 80%. Get more free throws. He should be a player averaging 8 free throws per game. That'll boost up his points. Players can't foul him, play him as aggressively. That gets him more points on the inside. We get this guy up to 25.5 to 26 points per game, along with the crazy, insane 8.5 rebounds and 5.5 assists. Offensively, he's where he needs to be in that position. Defensively, he's not a guy who gets a ton of blocks. It is what it is. He's a good defender. Can we get the blocks from 0.6 to above 1 to make it look better on the stat sheet? Can we get the steals to above 1.5 from 1.3? These are things that are attainable for a player of Pascal Siakam's caliber. Now, can he do all these things? I'm not so sure. The rebounds and assists are obviously there. The free throws, I think, are there for the taking. Points per game, not sure if he's capable of getting 25, 26 points per game. I'm not going to put him past it. I'm not going to put it past him in any way, shape, or form. He has the skill set and the tools to be one of the best in the NBA. And he showed it last season, and he showed it especially in clutch moments, which people have criticized him for not showing it in those moments in the past. He did absolutely everything and was rightfully rewarded with an All-NBA spot. And making an All-NBA showcases to me that you probably should have also been an All-Star. But what does Siakam have to do? Key things: get fouled more, go into contact more, improve the free throw percentage, take maybe even more shots, especially from corner three, get more blocks, get more steals. He can do all these things. Very difficult, but hey, All-NBA has him as pretty much a top 15 player in the league. I comfortably have him as a top 25 player, and I'd make a big case he's a top 20 player in the NBA. He can make some little adjustments, get to the next level. He's fully capable of getting to a top 5 status. Find that unlikely, but as far as making a leap from we saw last season, I'm not only thinking he can do it, I am expecting him to do that. So, excited for this season, excited for Pascal, my man right here, see what he can do. That is it for today on Amateur TV. Longer video than normal, but a lot of stuff that I wanted to cover associated with Pascal Siakam. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please be so kind to drop a like on the video. It's the least you can do. If you're entertained, it takes you a second to like the video, and it does help me out a lot. It does help spread the word of the channel. Get this video more recommended pages. Only takes you a second to do, as I mentioned, but it helps me out a ton. Make sure as well you are subscribed to Amateur TV for more videos and content. 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a week. I try to get these videos out when I can and just have fun with them, and I'm super grateful and super appreciative that there's people like you out there who enjoy the content enough to just tune in and watch me talk about basketball. I'm very lucky to be in the position I am, talking ball to you guys, and I have you guys to thank for everything that I have. We'll see you again next time for another video on Amateur TV.